Hello everyone, welcome back to another Scoop YouTube video. In this one, I'm gonna be showing you how to make Stalker Gamma look and feel as immersive as possible, without compromising with performance and all the other stuff. I want to give a huge thanks to CLIKRAD for his video. That's how I got my game to look like this almost. I did some of my own tweaks to the settings, obviously. I hope you like the examples that I showed in the beginning. That's basically showing you the entirety of how my games look, and yeah, whatever. I'm gonna stop yapping now. This is how to do it. First, we're just gonna run through the screen space shader settings. Now, I didn't really do much here. I just have it basically all at default. You just click default right there, and I'll set it to the recommended settings. This will also, if you installed a new weather mod, that'll also change the settings. But I'm gonna leave each up for a little bit so you can pause and copy the settings over to your game. My fog, I just really like Silent Hill and how the fog is in that game, so I have my fog like that. It doesn't look very nice on the larger maps, or the larger levels, sorry, like Zatone and Jupiter, but they look really good in like Cordon and all the southern areas in the zone. Now, I would explain what all the options do, but I genuinely don't have a clue. I'm not gonna bother trying to explain something that's been done 1,000 times before. So just a settings guide almost, and some mods. If you see parallax refine, usually turn it on. If you have a capable computer, of course, it just makes the bricks on a wall or like the ground textures look a little bit better. Bloom, I hate bloom. I've been trying to fix the stupid ass shiny red dot sites forever now, and I still haven't. So I recommend messing around with this. Motion blur, I hate it, so I just have it off. PA default settings. Rain enhances, I set it to high because I really like rain. Steps, I think this is just personal preference almost, you know. Really any of this is personal preference. It's just like a kind of a template that you can go off of, like most other videos do, but kind of done much worse, you know. I highly doubt anyone even watched up until this point. Probably as soon as I opened the menu, they clicked off. But if you're still here, I love you. Shadow cascades, just default. Shadows and light, default. I'm pretty sure. I just have force volumetric off because I don't really like the performance hit for the quality that it gains because it really doesn't do much. Screen space reflections, I had it at high for a while, but I put it back to medium now because it really didn't do much for the quality. Directional lights, I have them both set to high. Probably set them to medium and be fine. The terrain, I use Misery like vanilla for the ground textures. I'm sure you saw in my previous videos the difference. If you even watch them, I doubt you watch them. This is probably your first time watching the channel. So hello. They look really nice. Misery like vanilla is my favorite ground texture pack that I've found so far. I really like how the water looks in the Bahamas. I have the caustics and the ripples and all this up. So if you want it to look like tropical and really nice, light coming through the water and all that, you can set them to this. 0.85 for reflection intensity, 0.8 for specular intensity, 0.7 for caustics intensity. Jesus Christ, say caustics intensity 10 times fast. Ripples intensity, 0.6. Weapons depth of field. Jesus Christ, it's like I just shoved a pear in my mouth. Oh my goodness. Anyway, weapons depth of field, I have it default, I'm pretty sure. I just have it. I just don't really like it when the depth of field when reloading because I like to be able to see what I'm doing. Wetness, I don't really like having lube all over my gun, so I have it 0.55 and 0.7. That's just because I have it raining all the time. If you have it clear, I would probably set it to like 0.35 or 45 and 0.55, but always mix around with the settings until you get exactly what you're hoping for. Now the wet surfaces, I really like puddles, so I have the drying speed set to 0.1 and build up speed to 1.4. I just went backwards, but you know, whatever. Wind is default, and yeah, that's gonna do it for the screen space shaders settings. Screen space shader settings. Anyway, now let's get into the console commands. Okay, so I just ran a little bit of ways from where I did the intro because it seems like a good spot to test out all the settings. So what you're going to do is search sun in your console. Go with your arrow keys, you can go up and down. So let's do loom scale first. I have mine set to 2.12, but this basically just, that's how bright the sun is. So let's show you what it looks like at 2.8. See, it made the grass a little bit brighter, made the rest of everything a little bit brighter. But I quite like 2.12, so we're going to set it back to that. In the same settings, we're going to do ambi for it. So R2 underscore sun underscore loom scale underscore lum scale, I guess, underscore amp or AMB. And I have mine set to 1.3, but this is how dark your shadows are. So if we do 1.9, for example, I guess this is interior shadows. Sorry, this is a terrible spot to test that. Just how dark your shadows are. Whatever. Anyway, now to Hemi. I'm pretty sure this is really how bright the sun is. This is spoiling one of the mods I was going to show you later, but whatever. 1.9. Yep, that really brightens up the image. So we're going to set that back to 1.3. Now I think it's time to get into the mods, because you're here for the immersion, not for the graphics. So one of these is Medik's health monitor. I'll try and put a link to most of the mods I discuss. No guarantees that I'll be able to find them all, because I was like sleep deprived when I was finding them all, and I don't feel like searching through my history. Blah blah blah. You know, Medik's health monitor. This will give you a VHS style health monitor without having the VHS style HUD. Oh, the default keybind for it is something weird. Okay, so in your mod configuration menu, you're gonna want to search up here Medik. That'll show Medik, and you can change the key to whatever you want. Now it's fully customizable with the position, everything, all the customization to like the colors, whatever you want. You know, I'm not gonna go through my settings because not everyone likes the same things. On to the next mod. Now this compass is part of a larger mod that has a host of other things that you can use it for, but I just had the devices, food, and drinks, and now this is a Garmin GPS or a compass. Garmin compass. Jesus Christ, it's not a GPS. It doesn't show you where you are. It shows you how fast you're moving, the distance to the next level transition. Estimate the time to your next level transition. Yeah, it's very, very useful. I use it all the time now. My previous videos, I went with a HUD because, you know, I was lazy and feel like going through risk of breaking something. But after I finished that series, I just decided, you know, screw it. No one's going to really see it. And I doubt anyone's going to even watch this video. So now let's actually go to Mod Organizer so I can go over the mods I added. Alright, now that we're here in Mod Organizer, I just didn't feel like mashing all the load order. So first we have Misery Like Vanilla. Like I said, this is my ground textures. A link should be in the description for that. No dizziness from drugs and medicine. This is a quality of life mod. This is personal to me. I added this like first thing. I always add this in my anomaly playthroughs. Gotta have it. ATO 2K is anomaly textures overhaul, but downscaled to 2K because I don't have a top of the line computer. I'm rocking a 3060, bruh. I simply just can't do it with the 4K version. Another texture pack you could try is Rotten Life. Everyone tries out Rotten Life at least once. I'm sure you've heard of Rotten Life. Very nice, you know. Animated Campfire Ignition. This, well, does exactly what it says. It shows your character pulling out the matches and lighting the campfire. Annoying Texture Mover. This gets rid of the text whenever you're going to open a door, talk to someone. Really, all the text that interaction dot marks gets rid of, but we're going with no HUD because no HUD is best, in my opinion, because, we're trying to get immersed. Anyway, coffee reanimation. I don't really drink the coffee, so I guess it reanimates the coffee animation. Cool. Extra lean for inertia expanded. It gives you extra lean. Geiger ticks. Geiger ticks is a mod that, well, makes your Geiger tick sooner whenever you're going near a radioactive field. Long range blood decals does exactly what its name says. Grass and trees by Pants Ride, mixed with Seacon grass and trees. Now, I mixed it with Pants Rides and Seacon because one, Seacon covers more of the map and covers the areas that Pants Rides just looks shit in. And I think I just have the trees from Pants Rides and then the grass from Seacon. There's a bunch of other videos that are done much better than mine, so I highly encourage you to just go check those out. It's just going over my mods and how I like to have my game. So if you saw my gameplay, you're like, hey, that looks kind of good. How I did it. Kmack, this is my SMG. This is in the CLIKRAD Discord. Actually, no, this is in the Gamma Discord, but the link is in the CLIKRAD Discord. 3D Interactive PDA. This is just a quality of life mod, in my opinion, because it adds the ability to play games and stuff on your PDA. Just it's a nice mod to have. Seamless inventory sort. This is a add-on for a sorting plus that stops you from having to open and close your inventory all the time after you grab something, so it sorts again. Kmack handguns. This adds a whole bunch of handguns. I'm not the mod creator. I'm not gonna show you all the handguns. He did that already. Just go check out the mod. Link is already, again, I think in the Discord of Gamma, so just search Kmack and it'll pop up, I'm sure. Macca hands remodel. This remodels the ghillie hands and ghillie hands. This remodels the ghillie hands and a bunch of other outfit models, I'm sure. Enhanced graphical user interface. I installed it to just do the inventory because I don't really like the main menu. Glossy Puddles. This is essential for getting all those nice chef's kiss reflections on the puddles while it's raining and getting shot at by all them stalkers. Hidden BHS UI. This just hides the BHS UI, like it says. Hide HUD PDA messages. I'm gonna give you a whole 5 seconds to guess what it does. Right, anyway, location discovery text disabler. Again, I'm gonna give you a guess as to what it does. Medik health monitor, I discussed it before. It gives you a nice handheld smartphone that gives you the BHS HUD without having the HUD. Player hit markers suck by CLIKRAD. This is only in the CLIKRAD Discord as far as I know, and it just gets rid of the directional hit markers, and it makes it more immersive to when you're getting shot at, Smoke longer, this does exactly what it says. Makes you smoke longer. Western Goods, this is the mod that adds the compass and a bunch of other cool stuff. Install the mod, it'll show you whatever it does. AlifePlus, this is a mod that overhauls how the A-Life acts and how, stalkers interact with the world. So, let's say you're shooting at a group of bandits, and you're distracted with the first two guys from that group. So the third one will then split off from that duo and will come up and try and flank you in order to kill you. And most of the time it works because it scares the shit out of you. So Chroma Density is my lookup table of choice. I ditched Reshade because it was dropping my performance. It looked good sometimes, but not all the time. And I want it to look good all the time. So yeah, that's it for the mods. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for my yapping portion. I'll probably drop some random gameplay from a fucking video or something.